Hey, welcome to Bones Collector. I got a special game for you today that we're going to talk about. It's called Animo, the Living Deck Bible Verse game. Yes, that's right, it's a faith-based game. Now, are we going to talk about the Christian faith on this video today? No, because that's not what the Bones Collector is about. It's a game, board gaming channel, so we're going to talk about this as a game and see whether it's a good game or not. But it's called Animo, and it hasn't been out very long, but I'm going to show you how it's played, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think about the game. So, Animo, and here it comes right at you. Okay, here we go. This is Animo, the Living Deck Bible Verse game. Let me say right off the top here, this is intended for, the target audience for this is children. It's a children's game, and I'm going to show you how it works, hopefully, here. So, first of all, the conditions for winning the game is you have to have, and I'm using the starter deck. This comes in this little box here. So the game is cut in half by using those starter decks. They're smaller decks, and the requirements for winning are different. So you have to score 40 points, and they give you these nice cards to keep track of your points. Or you have to collect 3 cine cards of your opponents. That is also a winning condition. And if one of you goes to draw cards and you can't draw cards, the game is over also. So that's the winning conditions of the game. Now, I've totally stacked my deck so for the purposes of this video. It's going to be a lot more random, but I wanted to be able to show you most of the, or all of the cards really, that are in this game. So as you can see, my opponent has taken a turn, and at the start of the game, you are not allowed, the first player is not allowed to play a cine card, but for the purposes of the video, we're going to have a cine card sitting there for me to worry about. The first thing I'm going to do is draw 5 cards from my Animo deck, from right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to take a look at my cards, and I have several options. I can play and do several different things, so I'll try and go over those as much as possible. So the first thing I'm looking for is power cards for my power pool section of the board. Those are cards that I'm going to play that have that you have to have in order to satisfy the iconography on your small group cards that you're going to play, your Animo cards. So I do have a power card. Very lucky, since I stacked the deck. It's not really, but hey, if you draw one, that's great. You want to play it, and then it gives you options as to things that you can do with your hand. Right away, I see that this furball guy, who's very adorable and cute, he only needs 1 heart to be able to play him. Also on furball, he has an extra icon, and the extra icon says, search your deck for any one virtuous Animo. So you get a little extra for playing him, but I'm going to put him in my small group because I can play him this turn because of this power card. So I'm going to play him. I'm going to play Glimmer into my small group. Now Glimmer I'm not going to be able to put into the playing field this turn, but I want him there for future, just to get him out of my hand. And then I also have a card called Blush, and it needs a heart and any other icon in order to play it. I don't have any other power cards, but I'm going to go ahead and play him also in my small group, and I'll show you why later. And then I also drew a cine card. Again, I stacked this deck. This isn't going to come out this nice for you every time you draw, but I stacked this deck, and I do want to play this cine card. And the cine card has an exclamation point on it that says it has a special power also. Your opponent cannot play any story cards while this cine is active. So this cine card would go here in my section, but it faces my opponent, sorry. And my opponent would have to defeat that card before scoring any points, as I'm going to have to do with this hypocrite. So I did manage to put together something here with my power card and this furball. I can play this card. Now normally it would be worth 3 points, but because of this cine card, I'm going to have to put it up here because I need 6 to defeat that cine card. So furball is going to have to go up there and satisfy that a little bit. And when I get another card that can take me over that 6 points, I score the extra points. So in other words, if I had a card that was worth 5 points, I was able to get it into the playing field and put it up here to defeat the hypocrite cine card. That would give me 8 points, and it only takes 6 to defeat the hypocrite, so I score 2 points by doing that combo. But for right now, Furball is going to stay there, and I'm going to, and because I used my power card, I have to put one of these little crown tokens on there to show that's been used during this turn. And it's just like tapping your card. In a lot of games, you just tap them like that, but in this game, they give you these little tokens. You can put it on your power card to show that you've used that this turn. Now my opponent would take a turn and do whatever they're going to do, and then let's say it was my turn again. I'm going to draw, since I used all my cards, and I'm going to draw 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hey, all right, let's see what we got in this hand. Well, lucky me, since I stacked the deck, I've got another power card, so I'm going to play that. And it's a hope card, so I got hope and love out there. And at the beginning of my turn, you got to take those. Remember, take those tokens off because you're at a new turn. So, anyways, I played that hope card, and then I see that I also in my hand have an equipment card. Now, equipment cards you can attach to one of your Animo cards, and it says when the Animo this card is attached to is to be discarded, discard this card instead, and return the Animo to your small group. So it's called the Animo Recycler. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you could play that and attach it to an Animo card, and when you play that, instead of discarding that Animo card, you can return the Animo card back to your small group and discard this card instead. So that's a pretty cool card. Maybe I can attach that right to Glimmer here, like that. So we'll do that. Then one of the other cards that's in these decks is our story cards, and they give you special things that you can do, and you can play one of them each turn. So this story card says only one story card. I played, so that's a reminder. And then this says search your deck for one power card, excluding prayer, which is one of the kinds of power cards, and one story card. Reveal them and place them in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So these cards are all different, and they give you different things to help you in the game. So you can play one story card per turn. After you play it, you would discard it. And then what else do I have? I have a Blossom card, okay? And again, I stacked this deck. So this Blossom card is a level 2 card, and this card shows this icon of blush that I already have in my small group. It's not going to work out that lovely every time, folks, but hey, for the purposes of the video, this is what we're going to do. So it shows that if I have blush played in my small group, I can level up with this Blossom card and put it right over top of blush. I go from having a 3-point card to a 7-point card when that card is played in the playing field and scored. And I need 2 love icons to do that. And then this card I also put in the deck because it is also an extra card. You get an extra power. You can see it where it says extra right on the card, and it's called Hairball. And it says search your deck for any one power card. So you could search your deck and get a power card by playing this card. And also on this card, the reason why I put it in here to show you is it says free. So there's no power cards needed to play this card. So I could play it immediately. And I would get the 3 points, I believe, and that would go here, and it would defeat that Cine card. So I would take that Cine card and put it in my defeated pile, and that's my first step towards winning the game. These cards don't score any points because the Cine was worth 6. 3 and 3 is 6, and those would just simply go in my discard pile. But I would also do the extra power that this card gives me and search for a power card through my deck. So basically, that's it. I mean, that's the way this game is played. You're going to play your power cards, try to satisfy the iconography on the cards that you place in your small group. You can play a story card, and you're going to play Cine cards, and you are after those Cine cards in order to win this game. And really, that's about it. And I'm going to come back and tell you what I think of this game and talk a little bit more about it. And hey, that's Animo. Okay, so that's Animo. It's a very simple game, and again, the target audience is children. And I think it hits the mark. I mean, it's a very good game. The developers of the game wanted children to be exposed and memorize scripture from the Bible, and that's what this game does. And so I think they hit the mark there. And it's a game, again, that I think is a lot of people isn't going to be for everyone because it's a Christian faith-based game. So that's going to turn a lot of people off, I'm sure. But if you want a positive game for your kids, a game full of positivity and great lessons to be learned, this is a wonderful game. And I got this box of cards. There's 2 other decks in this box. 2 other decks in this box that are larger, and I got this from the website. I think I went to their website and picked this up, as I did with the playmat. And so there's a lot of cards in this box, and this is the starter deck box, and it'll fit right in here. So that's pretty cool. Other things I really like about this game also is they give you these nice little aid cards, and the aid card tells you, hang on, let me see if I can grab this aid card. It's hard to pick them up. Okay, and it tells you exactly what to do on your turn. So that's kind of nice. I mean, player aid cards are great. And then on the other side of the player aid card, it has the scoring phase and how to do that. So those are pretty nice. Pretty nice additions to the game. I think they did a great job with the detail in this game, so very nice. You get, I think, some sleeves for the cards in this box when you get it from them. That's pretty cool. And then also, if you have your kids memorize scriptures on the cards, and I don't know if there's designated cards, and I think it is, and you can, videotape, how does it work? Videotape the child memorizing and the scripture, and they'll send you a foil copy of that particular card, and that's pretty cool. You know, I think what they did with this game and what they set out to do accomplishes that. And it's a wonderful, wonderful game for kids. And I'm certainly going to keep it for my grandkids to play. And I've enjoyed it. I think, again, it hit its mark. It's not going to be a game that adults are going to sit down and play, I don't think. But for kids to have fun with. And I think if you go to the website, I think it's supposed to mimic Pokemon, which is, I mean, insanely popular card game. You know, kids all over, everywhere know what Pokemon is. So it's kind of a takeoff on that with a faith-based scripture theme, and it gets that done. I think they did a tremendous job. So you saw a couple of the power cards that I used. The one I didn't show you was a prayer card, and a prayer card is one of each icon, and I want to make sure I mentioned that. So it's kind of like a wild power card to play in your power pool. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. And then I wanted to talk a little bit too about the folks that designed this game and the way they did it. It was the art on the cards. I think the art is amazing. It's really, really a fun type of art that they use, and I think they use, like this card here, if I'm correct, I'm not sure I'm correct, but I think their 10-year-old child drew this, and this is the Rosa card, and it's adorable. And they used like a middle school artist and then a high school artist to do some of the artwork on here that they, I'm sure, are in contact with in their community or whatever. So I really, really like that. And the art on the cards is just, I mean, in many cases, very adorable. And look at Sheepy. He's so cute. Can you see that, guys? Yeah, his name is Woolsey. So, I mean, I like that kind of thing when you're talking about kids' games. And so they did a tremendous job with this. The detail and the scriptures on the cards, it's excellent. I'm not sure. I believe they used the NIV version of the Bible to take the scripture from. So, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about that because I think it's cool that they, got their family involved. I mean, I use my grandkids in some of my YouTube videos, and I think that makes it more fun. And I really enjoy that they use their kids. And I mean, some of these cards are just adorable. But there's Tag Along, and Antagonisaur. So the card art is excellent. It's what I would expect in a children's game. And so that there's nothing they're going to have nightmares about, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the art. And those are the things I like about the game. Now here's a couple of nitpicky things I don't like about the game, and that's going to happen. But the special power lines on the cards are such small print. I mean, they are very hard to read, and I think that unless you have really, really good light, I mean those words on that line are so small. Very, very difficult to read indeed. And because I'm a senior citizen, I'm always going to complain about small print. And I got the rule book from them, and that was in very large print. Thank you very much, folks, for doing that. But the small print on this card is really, really a tough thing to get by. And then also, another thing, some of the story cards were attack cards. So you're going to attack the other players in the game. I think it could have been avoided. I like intellectual competitions. I enjoy that in board gaming. My brain against your brain. I don't really take that cards and card games, and there is a few of those in here where you're going to remove a power card from your opponent. I think it could have been omitted, and the game could have still been strong and gotten everything done that they wanted to do in the game. So, you know, it's hopefully in the future no more of those appear. I know they're making more cards for this game, and I think a better direction would have been maybe some of the larger point cards, the Animo cards that you're going to play into the playing field. Maybe, hey, if you're going to play that 14-point card, you have to remove a power card from your pool. Something like that, where you're making the decision. Do I want to hurt myself and play that big card, or am I going to take the chance that that power card will come back in my deck? And so that I can have those points right now, or maybe I need that card if those 14 points or whatever point total it is will put me over the top and I'll win. So I don't mind losing that power card, but something like that where it would be more punish yourself rather than the other player going after you. So I didn't really care for that. This is aimed at kids, so you know, that hits the mark. But I have a 6-year-old grandson, and he's pretty good at absorbing gaming rules, and I just played Tiny Epic Zombies with him, or my wife Lori did, and he did pretty doggone good for 6 years old. But I think they can absorb a lot, and hopefully in the future some of these cards get a little more complex in gameplay and changes the gameplay a little bit, where the kids can have a little more going on in their head. But overall, hey, it's a great game. I'm going to keep it. If you are a Christian person, I think you will love this for your kids. If you're not a Christian person, it's still a positive game to let your kids play. There's no danger, no evil, you know, type of cards that will darken their minds or whatever, because I think that's important with children. We want to mold them into good people, and it's hard to do, easy to say. But yeah, game is great. I love it. It's called Animo Living Deck Bible Verse Game. I think it's terrific, and you can find it at animocards.com. And I think that's the only place you can get this game. And hey, it's worth it. It's a really good game. They did a good job, and I thank them for going in that direction and making a game full of positive theme. So thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscribe button, like it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.